Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tyler's Talk Football, Episode 6.
6.
First time back in a while.
Yes.
We've been away a little bit and a little under the weather,
Mm-hmm.
but here we are, bigger and better than ever.
We're back.
We are back. Yes. And I just would like to say, it's so wonderful to see you, my dear.
Oh, sweetie, it's been, well, we've seen each other. I mean, it's,
yeah,
of
we have seen each other.
We've seen,
but I mean,
but yeah,
with the audience,
you know what? I missed our audience.
Yes,
I missed doing the show. We were a little under the weather and some things. You were away for a little bit, but we're back. We are glad to see you guys.
We are glad.
And you know what? Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. And speaking about that, I guess we'll do that toast.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know what, sweetheart? And we're going to get into it. Everything that's been going on.
Yes, we'll get into
it. To celebrate, to start off the new year, and of course the big games today, which we're also going to get into.
Yes.
I need 2 drinks.
Okay.
Okay. This is a two-fisted Sunday. This is my coffee and my, of course, my Buffalo Bills water.
Yes.
Okay, and you're having your Dunkin' coffee.
Yes, I am.
For your Giants.
For my New York Football Giants.
So let's do a 3-cup.
3-cup.
3-cup cheer.
3-cup.
Because it's a blue football day, baby.
Yes, it is.
All
and
right.
like we said, Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. So,
okay, I just want to get it started with where we're at now. It's been a few weeks, as we've said. So a lot of the playoff picture is in place, and some of it is not. So I want to congratulate the teams that have clinched the playoffs so far.
Is it? Congratulations.
Including the New York Giants, of course.
Congratulations.
Of course, Buffalo was expected to make the playoffs, but the Giants were not, and that's why I'm just saying.
They really weren't.
Congratulations to my boys.
Yeah, that's
all right. And let's also congratulate the other teams in the AFC East. It's Buffalo, okay, and so far, as far as clinching the playoffs.
Yes.
We'll talk about the conference later. And Cincinnati in the AFC North, Jacksonville, big game yesterday. They pulled that out against Tennessee. They're in the AFC South. And the AFC West, of course, is KC.
My son. My other son.
The boys.
Yes.
Now, the wild cards. The wild cards, Baltimore and the Chargers have clinched the playoffs there. But between New England, Miami, and the Steelers, and we're not going to talk about the Steelers because a lot of things need to happen for them to get into the playoffs, but New England and Miami. Now, if New England beats Buffalo today, New England is in. Okay? If they lose, Miami is in. So that's pretty simple. But Miami has to win as well. So I believe, it's going to be a close game, I'm sure. We'll see what team prevails. But at the same time, again, it's between New England, Miami, and the Steelers that need to clinch, that need to get a playoff spot.
Just those
three. And that's not just those three. And they have not. It has not been determined. Only one of those 3 can be in the playoffs.
So that's New England, the patty cakes, peppermint patties.
Yeah. Miami, and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Now I have to tell you something. I love that Coach Mike Tomlin.
Yes.
I can give credit where it's due, even though I'm a Bills Mafia. That Coach Tomlin, he's quite the...
He's quite a coach.
Not just a coach, but a man of character. I love that guy.
Yeah. I love Mike, too.
Yes.
I think everyone likes Mike.
We like Mike.
You like Mike. All right. Let's go to the NFC. Congratulations to those teams that have clinched the playoff as well.
Yes.
And we're talking about in the NFC East, though. Okay. As far as the division leader there, Philly has to win against my G-Men to win that division.
Okay.
If the G-Men beat up on Philly, and Dallas wins, then Dallas will be division winner, or San Francisco, because they are the long shot. They have a 12-4 record. So, but it's really between Philly and Dallas, and I'm thinking. I want to assume that my G-Men will beat Philly. And
who has a better record?
Well, then who?
Philly has a better.
Philly has a better record right now. If they lose, they'll be tied with the Dallas. and tied with San Francisco. So, there's a couple of games that I have to decide it.
It's very confusing.
It could even be worse. There's worse scenarios than that. Mm-hmm. And in the NFC North, we have the Vikings, who have been leading that NFC North in quite some time. Tampa Bay, of course, with their
is he still
record.
in it?
Tampa Bay has won that division, basically.
Wow.
They're in the playoffs, and, of course, if they win today, then they'll have a better than 500 record. But if they lose, they'll be division leaders with a losing record, which is very rare.
Poor Tommy.
But he's still in the playoffs. That's the main important thing.
That's good. They're doing.
And of course, in the NFC West is San Francisco. They are.
I don't know too much about them.
No, we don't. And the wild cards there, the Giants have, of course, gained a spot in the wild card.
They're still in it?
With a big win. The Giants, of course, are in
I'm sorry, honey. I'm getting New York City. I thought you meant the Jets.
No. Forget the Jets.
The Jets. They're gone. To next year.
They've been eliminated.
Okay.
And a lot of decisions to be made for that franchise anyway.
And the coach. Oh, boy.
Well, the coach is
he good?
Yeah, the coach is good.
Okay,
and the coach will be there.
Another chance.
But I think that there has to be some decisions made on quarterback and maybe a couple other positions. Geez. They have a good young team. Very good defensive team. They need to work on a couple of players
for your Giants. I mean, for your Jets.
For the Jets.
Now, is that quarterback Daniel Boone? What's his name? Who's Daniel? Daniel Boone, Daniel Jones, Daniel.
Oh no, you're talking about the Giants quarterback.
Oh, okay, all right.
So no. He'll be around.
There's so many New York City teams. I'm getting them all confused. Except I know there's one New York State team that I'm ever getting confused.
Of course not. Okay, here we go. Now, wild card situation for the NFC. A little bit different. Detroit and Green Bay play for that last spot.
Wow.
But Seattle may sneak in there if they win. So there's a few things that have to happen. If Seattle wins, they are in. But if they lose, then the game tonight will be the deciding factor between Detroit and Green Bay.
How many games are
one of those
today?
teams play? There's 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock, as always. This is week 18, everyone. This is the last week, and I'm kind of glad that there are some decisions that need to be made in the playoff picture. So whoever has those teams as their favorites, good luck.
Yes.
I know my G-men are in there, and I'm very happy about that.
They slid right in, didn't they?
They earned their spot.
Oh, you don't want to say they slid in?
No, they didn't slide in. They didn't slide in no way, no how.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy for you, sweetie. I know we're competitive, but I'm happy for you.
But at this moment, though, there are bigger things that have happened in the NFL and the events that recently took place. And we all know about it, Damar Hamlin and the Buffalo Bills. And I know that you have an insight on that, and you might want to just say a few things towards that, because it's been quite a week.
Yeah.
But I think one of the main things is that it's starting to come out very good, though.
Yes, yeah.
But it's been quite a week.
It's as a Buffalonian, I bleed Buffalo. I make no bones about it.
I mean, bleed blue.
Yeah, I anybody that knows me and has been watching our show knows I'm all Buffalo. Prior to this terrifying event, and it was terrifying. It was terrifying. Yeah. I have so many thoughts on it, but I think for all of America watching Monday Night Football, apparently a lot of America was watching it, and to see this terrifying event in real time was something that I don't think most of us have ever seen, and hope to God will never see again. I was amazed at everything and frozen at the same time. The first thing I want to talk about is the incredible professionalism and quickness of which the medical team got to our Damar. I think that's what saved us, outside of prayer, what saved his life.
Yes.
Having that quick attention, the quick, the CPR, the defibrillator, and just taking care of him on the spot prior to transport, before we know he was in cardiac arrest, had a heart attack. I also was taken back by the composure and leadership of Coach McDermott
Yes.
and Coach Sean Taylor. I want to make sure I have his name correct, from Cincinnati. Unparalleled.
Zach Taylor, I believe.
What did I say?
You said Sean.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Sean.
That's all right.
The Cincy. This is very emotional.
Exactly.
Cincy coach, and those Cincy fans. They're our brothers. They're.
Right.
I just heard earlier they're going to be our sisters. Our sister team.
Okay.
Something about that, because we're connected now. We're connected. Quite frankly, I'm going to say something that I hope, if I want us to make the Super Bowl, but if we don't, I hope Cincy does.
Oh, okay.
That's a big thing for me. That's a big thing. That's a big thing for me, and of course, I'm pulling for our boys.
Yes.
I was impressed with the leadership of the coaches, the composure of Coach McDermott, having to just, can you imagine what was going on in their head at that time on that field? The players,
I can only imagine.
Just so much going on. Our Bills, our boys crying. Everyone's taking a knee. Distraught. I can't imagine in real time for America to see. Usually we see our athletes as strong and as impenetrable. Well, obviously they take hits and all that, but they're our athletes. They usually bounce back up. They're superheroes. Right. They're demigods. They're these stellar, strong guys that just entertain us. We love them, and they're kind of superhuman, in a funny way.
Now, I know we talked about this because, being a registered nurse, and it was just not that out of a normal tackle or anything like that, but it had to be a perfect storm for those conditions that happened to him. I mean, you can speak on that a little bit, but I just thought about that, and it was something else.
Well, it's something that, and I don't want to mispronounce the medical condition, which it is. But let's just at the point that DeMar took the hit from the other player, yes, from T. The bluntness of the force is what I'm thinking. Is what they've said so far. Of course, and then the way our heart. We are skin and bones, literally, and organs. That's what we are, and we just have to think about what we are out there. And there's a brief time in between the beat. Heartbeat. And at that point, that's when the cardiac arrest happened. Very unusual, from what I understand. This is new for me as well. I've been looking up some things over the week. But the main thing is that they got into the hospital, as we all know. They worked on him on the field. His family, oh my goodness. His father, Mario, his mother is Nina, and their adorable little son, who just looks up to DeMar. Praying for the family as well. I don't want to ever have to imagine, and my heart goes out to families that have lost children, what that experience is. Praying for the family, continually pray for the family that they get through this. But back to all the people that I just think should be acknowledged. The fans in Cincinnati, the people of Cincinnati that, along with the Bills fans, were there, that came out to the hospital that night when we didn't know whether we were looking at life or death.
No, we didn't.
And they prayed. They had vigils. Of course, the Mafia in Buffalo were just, we were beside ourselves. And the Mafia fans across the country. It was a rough week. I felt as though he was family, and I was really beside myself until Thursday. I felt that this young man has become America's son. America's son, America's nephew, America's brother. He represents so much that's good. He's a good kid.
Right.
That beautiful, bright smile and the support of his family. I think, what we saw was America coming together, which was beautiful to see. Love, compassion, and kindness in its purest form. In real time.
Right.
How often have we seen teams take a knee and pray? I don't remember the last time. I mean, in terms of an event like this. It hasn't happened. And also, not just that, the collective coming together of America and of hearts across racial barriers, across economic, across cities, across teams, across ages. It was felt. It was heavy. It was very, very, very heavy. And so we saw empathy, we saw kindness, we saw love. And by Thursday, we could collectively take a breath,
Big
a
breath,
big breath,
a big sigh
a
of
big sigh
relief,
of breath, and a sign for hope. And
and
amazing.
and the team itself felt really good, particularly when they were surprised with that Zoom call,
Yes.
and Damar spoke to them and pushed them along and said, "Hey, let's get out there, just get this win, and I'm cheering for you." And the players stood up
Ah,
and they cheered and cried and made a lot of noise, and they were so relieved as a team to see that Damar was okay. He was breathing on his own. They removed the tubes, and he encouraged his team to, hey, thank you for praying for me, but let's get out there and do our thing as the Buffalo Bills know how to do. I think it's just a wonderful thing, and I mean I can't speak more on it than anyone else. It's just blessing, and we thank God that he is on his way to recovery. He's still in critical condition. They still need to really find out what really caused the cardiac arrest, or whatever
mm-hmm,
condition at that
mm-hmm,
time that
mm-hmm.
happened. I know it was hard to see, and a lot of people saw it. A lot of people looked on YouTube and looked it up, and they saw the hit. And then when he stood up, he just fell back, and that was it. His heart had stopped, and unbeknownst to everyone, until we really saw
Yeah,
all the providers and
yeah.
the people out there and the doctors and everything else, and so
You know what I
we were
want to
very
say
happy.
too? I think it's really, I mean, we've given kudos and a huge hug and appreciation to the medical
Right,
community, the doctors at the hospital, the
right,
nurses, the respiratory therapists. When you're intubated, they
right.
monitor that. The technicians, everybody in the hospital,
Yeah,
from the top, everyone. It took a village. It took a
right.
village,
Took a big
and
village.
to care for our Damar, and to show him love, and for the family, to embrace the family. But you know what I found interesting, that the ability to hurt and cry for someone you don't know.
Right.
Did we know Damar?
No,
Did it make a difference?
no.
We are people that feel. Some people feel more than others. We're called empaths, empathetic. I may be a bit more, I can speak for me. I'm a little on the edge when things happen to people. I don't care if I know you. I don't care if I don't know you. And but I thought that was powerful. School children have sent cards. His donations. He had a um, uh, uh, he's running a donation in college, I think at Pitt,
Right, right,
right?
right, right. It was
And he's a
a toy,
Pittsburgh
a toy,
toy donation for
toy.
children. He's a
Yes, yes,
Pittsburgh boy,
yes.
kid, young man. And I think he only had $24,000 prior to this event, this incident, this life or death situation. And it's up to $8 million now.
Oh wow,
$8 million
that's amazing.
from
Kudos.
strangers from across the country. I just think that this has just been a unique week of reflection.
Yes.
It once again shows the resilience of a human being.
Right.
Damar Hamlin, his family, he's a fighter, he's a survivor. We won't stop praying. It's not over yet, but he's made incredible strides. It's been extraordinary what has happened this week, not only to him personally, his
Yes.
family, the roller coaster of emotions. I know I'm talking a lot, but I just bear with me. I'm so passionate about this, and that he's fine, that we can talk about a happier outcome today. Quite
Yes.
frankly, I didn't want to really. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think I was going to do the show this week, and I told my husband that. I said I don't want to do it anymore. I felt so down because I felt he could be any of our grandson, nephew, didn't matter. I felt for the Bills. I saw when we saw Josh's face,
Yeah.
and Demarius. I hope
Right.
Demarius. Demarius, right? I pronounce. I'm just right now. I'm
Don't
just
don't worry about it.
okay. But
Don't worry
also
about it. You know,
but Stefan and all the Bills. I said, oh my God, we are watching something here that has brought us all to our knees.
yeah, and brought us all together. I think
Mm-hmm.
America came together as a nation
Mm-hmm.
for a football player,
Mm-hmm.
for a team, which
Mm-hmm.
has had its share of things happening. You know, with the the store
Oh my
killings
goodness.
in May, and with the storms that have happened, and the displacement of the team to where they had to play.
It's been
And
crazy.
it's been one of those situations that is just unbelievable. Um, that all these things happen to a wonderful city like Buffalo. Um, so, of course, we wish Buffalo all the luck in the world. Uh, but, and if they do, if they do make it to the Super Bowl,
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, if they do, they have to get through the nemesis, Kansas City, and even the first playoff game, whatever that matchup is. I don't have it off the top of my head. It's based on the outcome of these last remaining games.
Right.
But at the same time, uh, you wish them well. I'm sure America is saying, okay, Buffalo's got to win. It kind of reminds me of back a few years ago when New Orleans had suffered
Yeah,
that,
you
that
said that
terrible
earlier.
Hurricane Katrina, and they went ahead and won the Super Bowl. So it's not the same situation, but there was an outpouring of love and support for New Orleans at that time. And I see the same thing happening with Buffalo,
Oh my, can you
with so
imagine?
much going on this whole year of 2022. So, but I just wanted to throw that in there, and you kind of hope that America can be this way with
Oh,
any situation, and just because there's a lot of love in our hearts, and we need to continue to do the right thing and love each other and support each other, and I think that's just the way to go. Um,
I'm going to say this too, that I've always admired athletes for their exceptional ability to do what they do.
right.
They're great
Hmm.
across the board. Sports, they're great. 1%, less than 1% make it into the NFL. Less than 1%. So we're seeing excellent, stellar athletes, conditioning. We're seeing mental toughness.
Right.
But I got to say, since Monday, I have even more respect.
Right.
It's almost like now I feel that they're all, especially when they all changed they all came together. It's a 32 teams, right?
Hmm.
They all came together
Yeah.
collectively in support. They're wearing T-shirts yesterday. Today's going to be awesome. They have the Cincinnati coach's wife, Mrs. Zach Taylor's. I don't know her first name. She's running a drive to get school children to submit
Right. Right. Exactly.
cards. It's incredible. It's just
Right.
incredible. So I
And
have nothing but respect for athletes,
right.
what they go through. And now I'm thinking, wow, you guys. I mean, there's many professions where you put your line on the life.
Right.
Let's not,
Right.
but in terms of athletes,
Yeah, right.
I have nothing but respect, nothing but love. Let's not take for granted our medical personnel on the
Right. I
sidelines.
got
You
you.
just never know. And
I also like to add, I like to give kudos to the NFL.
mhm.
The NFL, despite what people are saying, and the length of time it may have taken to cancel the game between Cincinnati and Buffalo, they did cancel the game, and they came out with a plan to mitigate the situation
Mm.
as far as the teams playing maybe at a neutral site if they meet, a coin toss, to try to be fair, because that game was canceled, but that game was very important to the playoff picture and the division picture for those teams. So I think kudos to them. They did a wonderful job. They made some decisions. Um, you know, in talking and speaking with the players union and
Mhm.
everyone else. Kudos to the NFL for figuring it out so we can move forward in a fair way.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and before our last segment, like we always say every week,
Yes.
which probably won't be any surprise, I'm sure.
Guess what we're gonna
But
say? But
But anyway, I just want to say that for those uh, who know anyone in the Buffalo area besides my wife, who is from Buffalo, I just want to say thank you for your support, your heartfelt, um, way that you show for your team. You believe in your team. I tell you, the best fans, along with the Giant fans, of
Of course.
in the league. Okay, and I just wanted to throw that out there. But now it's time
Yes,
for
guess what?
our last segment.
It's
It's a
a
beautiful
beautiful
thing.
thing.
And I'm going to leave it up to Mrs. T, or Billy, as I should say. She's
Yes, Billy's
all
back.
blue.
We're bringing her
Fine,
back.
fine woman here. You know what I'm
Thank you. Yeah,
saying?
Billy's back. She's
What
back,
can I say?
and I'm glad to be back.
Yeah,
Well, it should be no surprise,
no
everybody.
surprise.
It should be no surprise
No
for who
surprise.
gets It's a Beautiful Thing. The people of America.
Yes.
The
How
people
about
of
that?
America who stepped up, who showed love and showed compassion, showed empathy, who
Yes.
prayed,
Who prayed?
who prayed for this young man,
Yep.
prayed for his family, the organization, the Bills, the coaches, the medical staff,
Yes.
everybody came
Everybody.
together. See, it appears everyone just said, listen, this is Damar. It could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
And we love this kid. I as my husband knows, I love Facebook.
Oh, yes.
I love Instagram. I love social media. And I'm on the Bills Mafia site, of course.
Of course.
Are you surprised?
No.
So, of course, I'm on the Bills Mafia site.
No.
And I was on there last night, and I so surprisingly saw, how did we forget this? Damar there's a picture of Damar from the hospital bed smiling.
Yes.
With that beautiful megawatt smile. So I put up a note, and he sent it out, a text, and I said, Damar, I said, we love you so much. America's been praying for you. We so glad that you're on the road to recovery. And I said, I just hope that your family doesn't mind, but you're our son now too.
Wonderfully said.
You're our son now too. We love you, and we will continue to support in any way we can. Whether we give to your toy drive, whether we give. Buffalo also is I think today they're selling T-shirts, and part of that percentage will go. And of course, Buffalo. I just listen. I don't. I just.
We do know.
The city has gone. Much as I just want to say this too, and you said it, but when we were home in November, and you had a chance to breathe it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Buffalo is, you have to breathe it. You've got to feel it. You've got to see it. And I encourage anyone prior to this event with Damar to go to Buffalo. See what we're talking about. Everyone, I assume people love their hometowns. Maybe some don't. But most of us that and I've been gone 30-some years. Can you believe it? I've been gone 30-some years from Buffalo, and it's like yesterday. It's like yesterday. It's a city that has. Please visit. Please see what we're talking about. We're so much more than snow. We're so much more than wings.
Especially, and I can attest to this, especially during their food festival in the summer.
Oh my gosh!
It's the biggest and the best.
Yes.
I can attest to that. It was wonderful.
So when I say, if you get a chance to go to my hometown, see for yourself what makes us crazy, Bills Mafia people, why we are so resilient, why we love not just our city, but our Bills. We've been through a lot with the shootings, the racially incited shootings of some of our Buffalonians on the east side at the Tops Market. We've gone through crazy blizzards. We lost 40 something people just around Christmas. We had a major fire. 5 little girls died New Year's Eve. Damar and also the Buffalo Bills announcer, I just found out, who's married to Mary Travers, who, when I was working at Channel 7 as a New Start reporter, and Mary Travers was very encouraging to me. her husband John was a sports reporter
I'm sorry to
there,
hear that.
and John Murphy is the voice of the Buffalo Bills. He had a stroke a few days before DeMar. I
Oh,
mean,
sorry to hear
yes,
that. Very
yes.
sorry to
So
hear that.
it's just like Buffalo. A Super Bowl win would be
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay.
Sorry to go
Thank you,
on so long
thank you
today,
for
but
that.
today was a special, you know.
Yes, and thank you, everyone. Remember to subscribe, okay? Because we are back, and we'll be back throughout the Super Bowl in February. So, bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy your games.
Yes, go Bills.
Okay? All
Here's
right.
the blue for you, baby.
G-Man, go
Blue.
Giants. We're blue too, you know.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.